The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. Well, that is one of those plays which are very close to my collection of plays because I had studied that play back in college. I was the logistics volunteer of that play. I had watched that play happening in the school. We had a whole play reading of that of Ernest in our college. So that play was anyway very close to my heart. So when it came to a point where we had to do the play, there was a backstory again. So with the importance of being earnest, we narrowed down to that play through a play reading. So 1 week continuous, all the team members gathered around. We read different plays every day, and the team suggested that let's do earnest, let's do something bun bearing all across Surat. And I said, why not? Let's just start. And it was a very limited time period of doing this play because we were doing a play in 2 months for the first time. Generally, we take 6 months, 7 months, but this play we gave only 2 months, and it was good. It was good. It was hilarious. It was something which was very unusual than the things that we have done so far. So when it came to Ernest, again the play was fairly simple. Wilde had already written the setting, the kind of props that were around. Everything was just there on point. So me along with the other direction team, along with the other assistant directors, we sat down and we were there throughout the whole procedure of the auditions. So again, when the auditions happened, we had different roles we came across. There were different actors who had auditioned for different sort of roles, and gradually we came across like the perfect cast that we required. And Ernest was something that I could always say that it had the perfect cast. That innocence of Cecily Cardew, that sassiness of Gwendolyn, that naiveness of John Worthing, that mischievousness in Algernon, and Bracknell. So in our play, what we did was instead of having a Lady Bracknell, we had a Lord Bracknell. We did not touch Lady Bracknell's dialogues. We just changed the pronouns here and there, but we had a Lord Bracknell. And how handsomely and beautifully he portrayed the whole character. That was something very beautiful. We had very interesting actors who played the role of Lane and Merriman, and trust me, till now people remember their whole act. They had minimal dialogues, but the way they made their presence felt to the audience was beautifully done. I think each character that Oscar Wilde had written was for a reason, and the actors, they justified their presence on a stage in a completely different way. We did not have anything unusual or anything that we could call a creative blast in the play, because the play was simple. However, the way the actors maintained their comic timings were such that we got reviews of the audience saying that हमने ये प्ले पढ़ा था स्कूल में, बहुत बोरिंग लगता था, बट जब आज देखा तब हमको रियलाइज हुआ that the play is actually humorous. I think that is where the goal was achieved of showing a play, showing Wilde's satire in the most comical way that we could do. So yeah, I think it was a beautiful play.
I guess we started the play in March or April last year. Okay. And just right after the Romeo and Juliet, you had this idea that we are going to do this comedy, and this is the first time I was doing this assistant director job as professional theatre group. So I was quite fascinated by the work, and so that's how we began. we started with the script. We initially read the whole script, and then we decided, okay, we need to trim it down. Another major issue is the language, because it still has the sort of Victorian era English, which is a bit difficult for people to understand. So, and for the actors as well. So, me and Kaushal, and we have another area, I guess. Chirag, yes. Sorry. So, so we divided actors into our groups, and then we started working on them. Analyzing the script, analyzing the scene, and then we started directing it. The major thing which we added, which is not in the script, is the initial scene where we have Merriman and I forgot the other character's name. Lane. Okay. So we added this mime for 10 to 12 minutes. So just before the audiences are there, they can see there is some fun is happening on the stage, so they get quite acquainted with whatever they are going to have it, and then the play begins when the Algernon enters. So our whole purpose behind having a mime is just to make people aware of what they are going to have it. So these are the small things which we added. Another thing is to create a humor. It was a very important, because we are not going to have any slapstick comedy or any physical loud physical comedy. So we need to make sure about the proper comic timing and reaction. And comedy is something that you need to develop and create each and every day. You just can't fix it. So that was a major issue which we all faced, because initially we laughed on scenes, but gradually what we felt that, okay, now this is not coming out that naturally. I think we need to keep it genuine and natural. So we dealt with it, and the best way to deal with it is to make it organic, and to not overthink about it, to not fix the moments. So what we did throughout the play, we fixed certain moments that okay, from A to B, Algernon will go from A to B, but we didn't fix, okay, Algernon will exactly do the same. So in that way, even the actor has this freedom to do whatever he wants to do, and whatever the instincts tell him or her to do. So that's how we kept our actors free to feel.